Welcome back to the channel. This particular video is a how-to step-by-step identify another very popular harmonic pattern. In this case, it's known as the 3 drives to a top pattern. What shall I start off doing? I'll draw it out. I'll draw it out on the plain page first. So the 3 drives to a top or a bottom pattern, you'll never believe it, is found at the top or bottom of markets. You will normally see this kind of a structure on the way out. That looks really simple and really crude, but this is all that it's about. The harmonicness of it all is that each segment, so let's try and label it up. Three. Now this will be shown on any time frame. And the key thing to remember is that in the 3 drives pattern, you're going to have an AB equals CD structure. There's no getting away from that. Every harmonic pattern will have an ABCD structure. And if you go back to the ABCD video, how-to guide, you will see the different variations that they can throw at you. You can either have AB equals CD, where the lengths are the same. You can have CD as an extension of AB to 127 or 120 or 161.8 fib. This is key to take on board that there is always an ABCD in a 3 drives pattern. And if I can just get rid of the color zone, so I just wanted to highlight that for you. The same on the downward trajectory, you still have to have an ABCD pattern. You will soon get the hang of it that you'll notice there's more than one ABCD pattern. You know, there's actually 2, and you'll be able to see that here in a second. So ABCD, but this can also up here be an ABCD. But one thing you'll notice is that these movements are the same, or a Fibonacci ratio in terms of relational similarity. You know, so you can take this one, for example, and it matches this one, and it matches this one. You know then that you're at the end of the cycle. So it all plays back into cycle analysis. So what you need to know now is the relationship, the Fibonacci confirmation. So we're using the Fibonacci retracement tool here because it will also show the extension above 0.1. So 1 and 2 and 3 will all have a relationship. Let me just see if I can show you. So for example here, push 1 to push 2, that's a 161.8 relationship. Push 2 to push 3, because I haven't done it neatly or without thought, let me just adjust it back, because this is only a drawing. That's to the 161.8 relationship as well. So let me just delete that and do it the same on the other side. Again, push 1 to push 2, what's the relationship? 261.8. As long as it's a valid Fibonacci number, the pattern will be valid. You know, 161.8, 127.6 are the main ones. And that's simply a 3 drive to a top or bottom. It's in the name, to a top or bottom. Right, real-time charts. Let's have a look if you can see it. It's right in front of you. Obviously, I'm showing you stuff that's in the past because it's worked out. You can go and do your own research on top of what I've got in my videos here. So 3 drives to a top or bottom. You need to be canny in terms of where are you measuring the move from. Are you using the body of the candle or the wick tops? Typically, I use both because that's going to cover both bases. So we know that this is push 1, or the first drive to a top. This is push 2. You can actually see it with your eyes without using fibs. You can just see 3 successive higher highs and higher lows. If we then apply the Fibonacci to the candle, you can see that that one's coming in at the 127 extension of 1. Tick. Okay, let's try that again. This one also comes in, bang in at the 127 extension. So that's simply the relationship between knowing when harmonic patterns complete, and that's what you have here. You've also got a structure. You do have an ABCD structure in here, A, B equals CD. And each of these ratios between are 127%, which is something to take on board. And let me just get rid of the color zone there. And the same thing here. And just to give you that visual completeness, we'll give it the wings. And that is a 3 drives to a top pattern. I will now write out the rules. So for 3 drives to a top pattern, 3 drives to a top. Let's do this in a bit bigger. 3 drives to a top pattern. 1 must have AB equals CD structure in it. 2 must have a Fibonacci, what am I writing in small pen? Anyway, Fibonacci relationship between each drive. So, for example, drive 1 to 2 is 127% extension. Right, so I hope that makes sense. I'm not going to go into too much more detail on this video because I want to keep it short. But by watching this stuff, you are going to get a handle on how you don't need indicators, but you can use price action and harmonics to lead to strong turning points in markets. All right, thank you very much. Cheers.